Hey there everyone, welcome back to Infinite Wisdom today. We're diving into a topic that's bound to keep you intrigued: how to tell when a girl's thoughts about you aren't exactly innocent. Now this might surprise you, but there are certain signs girls give off that reveal they're having some pretty spicy thoughts. Have you ever wondered if that girl you know might be seeing you in ways you never expected? What if she's been dropping subtle, almost invisible cues, that hint she's fantasizing about you? Well, stick around because we're breaking down the signs, those little, often missed signals that give away when her mind is wandering into, let's say, interesting territory. So grab a seat and get ready, because by the end of this video, you might start seeing some of her gestures and words in a totally different light. Let's jump right in. Introduction to eye contact. Contact. Let's kick things off with one of the most classic yet misunderstood signs: eye contact. Now you've probably heard that eyes can say more than words, but here's the twist: when a girl is having certain types of thoughts about you, her eye contact will go from casual glances to something much deeper. Imagine this. You're in a conversation and you notice her looking at you in a way that feels like it lasts just a bit too long. It's as if she's gazing right past your words and into something more personal. But what does this kind of look mean for one when someone's pupils dilate? It's a natural, often unconscious sign of attraction. It's biological. When someone feels aroused, their body reacts. So if her eyes are just slightly larger than usual, or you catch a playful glint, you're likely seeing a peek into her thoughts. Now, here's the next layer. What if she's making eyes contact and then adds a smile, maybe a little lip bite? These aren't random gestures together. They make a cocktail of signals that spell interest and even desire. She might quickly glance down or away, only to bring her gaze back to yours. This look-away game is her way of processing what she's feeling and checking your reaction at the same time. So next time her eyes linger, take a closer look. It might just be her eyes telling you exactly where her mind's wandering. Physical touch. The power of physical touch. Subtle contact, moving on to physical touch. This is one of the most powerful yet subtle ways a girl might signal her deeper interest when a girl is daydreaming about you. Even just a little touch can convey volumes, but it's not just about any kind of contact. This touch will feel different. It's that playful, lingering kind of touch. Think about it. Does she brush her hand against yours while talking? Or maybe she taps your shoulder, or even playfully nudges your arm multiple times. These aren't your average friendly touches. They're deliberate and charged with a kind of energy that says she's testing the waters. It's almost as if she's daring you to feel that same spark she's feeling. And here's the real secret: if she's touching areas like your chest, shoulders, or neck, these are not random places. These areas are more personal, more intimate. If she's venturing into those zones, it's a strong indicator that her thoughts are traveling down a path that's far from casual. She's not only making these touches, but is observing your reaction to each one, gauging if you're open to the idea of things becoming more than friendly. So if you notice her fingers linger just a second too long, or she finds reasons to initiate touch more frequently, you're not imagining it. She's letting her attraction show in subtle, tactile ways. Hairplay, a hidden signal of attraction. Now let's talk about hairplay. A surprisingly powerful subconscious sign. Many people don't realize it, but when a girl has certain thoughts about someone, she often starts playing with her hair almost without realizing it. Twirling a strand around her finger, running her hand through her hair, or even just flipping her hair over her shoulder. When you're around, these gestures are all ways to draw your attention to her and signal that she's feeling a bit flirty. Why is hair play so telling? It's a classic, almost primal signal. When someone is attracted to another person, they instinctively want to look their best. Playing with hair, particularly in a way that brings it into focus, can be her way of saying, "Hey, notice me," if she's twirling her hair while holding a prolonged gaze, or touching her hair as she talks to you. These are subtle cues that she's thinking of you in more than a friendly way. She may not even fully realize she's doing it, but her body language is speaking for her, sending out signals that her thoughts are lingering on you in a particularly focused way. So if you're catching these cues, know that they're anything but accidental. The tease, a playful form of flirting. Teasing is a classic sign, and when it's combined with subtle attraction, it takes on a whole new meaning. Have you noticed her teasing you a little more than usual? Maybe she's poking fun at your fashion choices or making jokes about something you've said. Teasing, here's the thing, when a girl teases you, especially if she's got a certain spark in her eyes and a warm smile, it's often her way of creating a light-hearted, flirty dynamic between you. Why teasing? It's because teasing adds a playful edge to your interactions. She's putting herself in your mind, but in a way that's fun and non-threatening. It's her way of testing the boundaries, checking how far she can push the line without making things awkward. Notice the follow-up too. If her teasing is quickly softened by a smile or a little laugh, it's her way of making sure you know. It's all in good fun, but also hinting at the potential for something more. Think of it as her giving you a small, playful nudge to see if you'll respond in kind. This kind of banter builds a unique connection and draws you into a deeper, more engaging interaction. If her teasing is frequent and paired with a softer tone, you've got a solid sign that she's seeing you as someone she can connect with on a flirty voice modulation level. Voice modulation. When her tone changes, another subtle but incredibly revealing sign is her voice. Have you ever noticed that her tone changes just a bit when she talks to you? She might lower her voice slightly, make it softer, or even slow down her speech. When the two of you are alone, this isn't by chance. When a woman is attracted to someone or harbors certain thoughts, she often changes her vocal tone unconsciously to make it sound more appealing. Think about it. If her tone becomes softer, slower, or even a touch sultry, she's not just being friendly. This is her natural response to the attraction she feels. She's adjusting her tone because she wants to draw you in, creating an intimate atmosphere that makes the conversation feel more private. Next time you're talking, pay close attention to her voice. If you notice these changes, it's likely that her thoughts are moving in a direction that's a little more than casual nervous behaviors. Fidgeting and restlessness when someone is having certain thoughts about someone else. It's common for a bit of nervous energy to show up in their behavior. She may start fidgeting or playing with her phone, adjusting her clothes or shifting around in her seat more than usual. These aren't just random actions. They're signs that she's feeling a mix of excitement and maybe even a little bit of nervousness because of what she's thinking. Fidgeting is her body's way of managing those feelings. She might be touching her face, looking down, or even appearing slightly flushed. These are all signs that her mind is preoccupied. She's feeling that energy, and her body is reflecting it in small, seemingly innocent gestures. If you're catching these cues, you're seeing her natural response to being around you and feeling drawn in a way that's more than friendly, playful, and suggestive. Texts, playful and suggestive texts, another modern-day signal, texting. You might notice that her texts have started becoming a bit more playful or even suggestive. If she's dropping cheeky emojis or hinting at things in a light-hearted way, it's a sign that she's comfortable expressing her interest. Digitally, texting gives her a bit more courage to be bold without face-to-face pressure. So if you're getting these hints, it's clear she's thinking about you in ways that go beyond friendship, a late-night compliment, or a text out of the blue. She's finding reasons to keep the conversation going, and that's her way of keeping you in her thoughts. If you're noticing these kinds of texts, consider it a modern-day sign that she's seeing you in a new, exciting light. Details matter, remembering the little things. One often overlooked clue that someone has more than friendly thoughts is their ability to remember the small details about you. When a girl's attracted to someone, she becomes hyper-aware of their presence and absorbs even the minor things you say or do. Maybe she remembers your favorite shirt, compliments your cologne, or recalls something minor. You said days ago this level of detail is a sure sign she's paying close attention.